Hi everyone, it's Giselle with a message for today. Today I wanted to talk about anger, frustration, dissatisfaction, disappointment, and friction between you and your beloved. This time has been very tough for a lot of people, including myself. And I've been faced with a ton of issues that I had to heal and go through. But through my experiences, I wanted to share something that hopefully will help whoever is drawn to this video, because I know from all the readings I've done with a lot of you who are watching me, a lot of my personal clients who come to me have dealt with a lot of these issues already and are perhaps continuing to do so, particularly during this trying time. So we all get in that place of frustration when dealing with our person, whether we are interacting with them or are just connecting on an energetic level. Because we're not only picking up their feelings from their soul, which are the pure and beautiful and loving feelings, but we're human, and so their ego and their logical mind and their fears and anxieties are definitely playing a part in that telepathic link. And it's very easy to get caught up in that and get really angry and frustrated and misunderstand each other. Even when you're very calm, because over the years, I've actually learned to be very calm and to get over these things very quickly. I don't want to hold on to anger. I don't hold grudges. If I'm going to be angry or annoyed, I think the maximum I can do it for is an hour, I've realized. Because even with family, even during times where I felt completely hurt and betrayed, within the hour I'd say, do you want to come past for a cup of tea and we can talk about this in person? Because I need this resolved now. And they were so shocked. They were like, wow, you're willing to forgive me that quickly. Well, what's the point in holding on to it? I'm only going to be polluting my own energy and poisoning myself at the end of the day. So no, I don't wish to hold on to anger. I don't wish to have resentment fester in my energy. So I can talk through a few tips that have really helped me. Firstly, this is a process that can't be rushed. If you're someone with a short temper that gets really angry very quickly, it's going to take years of building up that habit. It becomes a habit of forgiving somebody or taking a bird's eye view and rising yourself out of your own perspective to see the bigger picture, to see it from a higher perspective. It, of course, doesn't happen overnight. It's something that steadily builds over time as you heal yourself. And again, it comes back to you healing yourself and dealing with your own core wounding. But every now and again, we will get irritated or feel like we've been disrespected by our person. It's the worst feeling because I know what that's like. So does everyone who is watching this channel, I'm sure. But the trick is to not allow yourself to become resentful. And how do you do that? Firstly, feel your feelings. This is a mistake that I made years ago when I was first on the spiritual journey. So many of these teachings I've seen where they go, no, you shouldn't feel angry because when you're angry at this person, you're angry at yourself. Okay, fair enough. I mean, that's your viewpoint. Good. But still doesn't help you in the moment, does it? It doesn't really help you to get over it as such when you're thinking in those terms. It just makes you even more angry and you're thinking, wow, this is really unhelpful. So, what I would say is feel your feelings, whether that's anger, whether you want to cry, whether you want to, I don't know how people deal with these things so much. Because I'm not a very, I'll feel it, but I won't react in ways that, I'll just get annoyed. I'll maybe the most I'll do is huff and puff and go, ugh, like that. Just walking around the house and go, oh man, But whatever you're going to do or need to do to get over it the quickest and the healthiest, do it, And over time, the more that you heal yourself anyway, the less time you will need to resolve these feelings within yourself. But just feel them, just allow them to go through you. And as soon as they won't have that much of a hold on you. It's the times when you repress everything is when you start to feel them more, and then it builds and builds and builds, and eventually it festers into something really, really bad. But if you can feel it and let it go the moment you had enough, then you're like, oh, okay, just needed that. That's great. And then what I would say is do some role reversal exercise, If this was the other way around and you did this to your person, this was something I asked myself. If I was the one that made them feel this way, whether I meant to or not, and most likely I wouldn't mean to do so because the last thing I want to do is hurt people, how would I want them to be for me? And of course, I would want them to be forgiving and kind and understanding and welcoming. And when I thought of it that way, it really softened my heart. It made me understand, okay, we're only human. I'm sure that one day, once they're out of their dark night or whatever period of darkness and loneliness and self-sabotaging even they're going through, when that time is up and they are more balanced and happy and healthy and loving towards themselves and you would want them to be as kind as you're being. And you don't do this. It's not like tit for tat, oh, you do this and I'll do that. No, you need to just do this out of the kindness of your heart, because you will want to once you're unconditional, or as much as you can be unconditional. Of course, sometimes it's tricky to be always unconditional regardless of what happens. Sometimes you'll fall into the old pattern and you will become conditional just for a moment, but then you become unconditional once more. It's just an ever-growing process, isn't it? And also what I want to mention, and I know this will help a few of you as well, the reason why somebody hurts us is because they're hurting themselves. And it's not because you've hurt them, it's because they've hurt them. Most likely because they don't love themselves enough. They don't value themselves enough. They feel worthless and helpless and alone, like nobody loves them. But what they don't realize is once they find that love within them, they won't feel the need to do this, to act out, to seek validation. People seek validation in the craziest of ways. They'll make up dramatic arguments and crazy things like that just so that they could be heard and seen, when really they need to validate themselves, not externally. They need to do it from within. And once you can do that, And once they can do that, harmony and balance will be brought in. So I hope this brings you some clarity and some help, and that it can provide you with some ways of dealing with this a lot better than you may potentially have done in the past. If you'd like to connect with me, all my details are in the description. I'm still offering 20 and 30% off bundles until the end of this month. I've extended it again. It's I think the third month running now because of, the situation with the world. I want to make these readings accessible for you. So if you are interested, all the details are in the description. I thank you all so very much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Namaste.